Hi, this is Mike Easley, author of The Antics. Today I wanted to visit with you about a real scary topic called emotions. Well, maybe it's not so scary for you, but for some of us, the idea of feeling can be pretty scary. We do all sorts of things to avoid feeling emotions, especially the ones that we find are uncomfortable. And sometimes these uncomfortable emotions can be so powerful that we're afraid to feel them because sometimes it feels like we just might die from feeling them. So, the road to being able to feel fully, to experience all our emotions, the ones that are comfortable, the ones that aren't, really start with understanding maybe the basic emotions. And I ran across this piece of work called Plutchik's Wheel of Emotions, and it's kind of like a color wheel that talks about how emotions can blend together. Primary emotions can blend together to sort of make complex emotions, much like you would combine the colors red and blue to make the color green. So the basic emotions that have been identified are joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust, anger, and anticipation. And most of the complex emotions that we feel are either these emotions being intensified or or combined with other emotions. So the feeling of trust and acceptance and the feeling of joy and serenity can combine to create the feeling of love. And the feeling of anger can intensify to be the feeling of rage. And so this is how this wheel of emotions works. The problem is when we have emotions that scare us, emotions that are uncomfortable, emotions that are painful, we can just refuse to feel those and we can stuff them down and just, hide ourselves from them. And some of times we're successful in that we don't feel things, and other times we tend to numb ourselves with, with chemical substances, with activities, with things that distract us from feeling that emotion. The problem is when you turn off your emotions, whether you do it intentionally or through other means of coping, that you're trying to not feel that anger. You're trying to not feel that sadness or that fear. But the problem is you turn off all emotions. And so the opposite of sadness is joy. And if you're afraid to feel sadness because you think it's going to overwhelm you, chances are you're limiting or maybe not even able to feel joy, which is a real horrible thing to miss out on. So it's really important um, that we understand what our emotions are and that we figure out a way to be able to feel those emotions and begin to experience them. Our emotions are there to give us information. They're data points along the way of our journey in life, and our ability to feel those emotions and the combinations and the beautiful combinations that can come out of this wheel of emotions will help us get through life in a much more fulfilling way than if we are shut down and can't feel anything.